You may not think it's possible to actually lose weight on a cruise, but my wife and I did just that on our 10-day cruise to Alaska. I've narrowed it down to 4 simple reasons, 4 easy things we did to lose weight, and you can too. I'm Jeff. This is Backroads Tourist. If you do a search and look up how much weight you can expect to gain on a week-long cruise, you're going to get answers anywhere from 3 to 5 pounds. And I've even read some replies that say you can expect to gain a pound a day. And to be honest, we've come back from most of our cruises with a little extra baggage in the waist area, but this time we didn't. In fact, we lost weight. I wanted to know why. So I did a deep dive into what made this cruise different from the others, and I came up with 4 things that were different that may have contributed to our weight loss. We didn't hit the gym. We ate whatever we wanted and as much as we wanted, including a couple of these. So how did we do it? Well, let's look at the first factor, the excursions. If you're cruising, you can choose from a variety of excursions, and some of those excursions allow you to be very inactive. These are the sightseeing bus rides or boat rides to go whale watching. We've done these excursions before, and they're great, but this time, our excursions were a little bit more active. We had to do more walking. In Haines, Alaska, we went to a wildlife rescue facility where we had to walk about a mile or so on uneven terrain. This was great exercise, but not too strenuous for us. And after the tour, we spent some time walking around in downtown Haines and doing some shopping. The same was true in Ketchikan. We didn't have any formal excursions planned, but we did walk around downtown Ketchikan before walking over to Creek Street and then walking to see the lumberjack show. Our legs definitely got a workout that day. In Juneau, we went to a dog sled camp and took a ride. And even though we were sitting down, it definitely got our heart rates up, and after the ride there was a little bit of walking involved, and then we did walk around downtown Juneau when we got back. In Prince Rupert, we didn't do any excursions. We just walked around and saw the town. So the takeaway here is that not only were we on more active excursions, but we also walked around the different ports and burned some calories that way. The second thing we did differently is sort of related to the first thing. We slept more. After walking so much during the day, we were usually pretty tired when we got back to the ship. After going to dinner and then the nightly show in the theater, we were usually ready for bed. It didn't take us long to fall asleep when we got back to our cabin, and we usually got about 7 or 8 hours of good sleep. Studies have shown that getting a good night's sleep is important for weight loss as well as for a healthy metabolism. Now, on a side note, I do have to say that one of the reasons we cruise with Princess Cruise Line so often is because their beds are super comfortable. Hey, if you're a subscriber to the channel, I want to say thank you. It's nice to have you along as I go on cruises and explore the back roads and quirky places all over the United States. If you haven't subscribed yet, I'd sure appreciate it if you would. And whether you're a subscriber or not, please give this video a like so that the honchos over at YouTube are going to see fit to recommend it to others. I have 2 more things that we did to lose weight on our last cruise, and the last one is one that we discovered by accident, and then I'll tell you just how much my wife and I lost on our 10-day Alaskan cruise. Number 3, as I mentioned before, we ate what we wanted and we ate as much as we wanted, but we didn't overeat. And believe me, that would have been very easy to do. You have food available around the clock. Plus, many people are in the mindset that they've paid a lot of money on this cruise and they want to maximize their return on investment by eating as much as possible. I have to admit, that was my thought process when we took our first cruise, and I overate. On this cruise, we had a package that gave us each 2 of these specialty desserts per day. On a 10-day cruise, that would add up to 20 of these per person. At the end of the cruise, our tally was just 2, a total of 2. We got the dessert twice, and we shared it. Now, we love desserts, don't get me wrong, but this was just too much for us. The fourth thing we did was one that we discovered by accident. Let's call it a happy accident. We originally had an inside cabin, but we wanted to have at least some natural light in the room, so we put in a bid for an obstructed view cabin. Our bid was accepted, and we got a very unusual cabin. I actually made a video about this cabin, and I'll put a link to that at the end of this video. What was unusual about this stateroom was that it was on one of the top decks, the Lido deck, and it was at the very front of the ship. Now, we were on the Ruby Princess, and the Ruby is about 950 feet long. In order to get to almost any place, we had to do a bit of walking. If we wanted to go to a restaurant or an event at the back of the ship, that was a walk of just about 1/6 of 1 mile. So what I'm saying is that just based on where our cabin was located, we were required to put in more steps than we probably would have otherwise, and this helped burn more calories. Well, there you have it. Cabin placement, not overeating, getting a full night's sleep, and excursions that kept us active all led to weight loss on our cruise. Now, just how much did we lose? Well, my wife was down 1 pound, and I dropped about 1.5 pounds. It wasn't a dramatic weight loss, but when you consider that most people gain 3 to 7 pounds per week on a cruise, I think that any kind of weight loss is pretty amazing. Is there anything unusual that you've done to lose weight on a cruise? If you have any special tips or tricks that have worked for you, I'd love to hear about them. Put them in the comments section below. Hey, thanks for watching today. I'm Jeff, and I'll see you on the back roads or on a future cruise.